What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're talking about a brand new release that, dare I say, in some ways is better than what it's a flanker of as far as namesake. We have another interpretation of a hype beast from YSL. This is a twist, and I mean a real twist, not one-to-one, of YSL Tuxedo. It is the new Paris Corner Emir Rifaaqat ADORN, and I've got a lot to say about this one. I've been spending the last couple of days with this. And yeah, this one's going to be some hype, and I don't just mean from me. People are going to love this. Let's discuss. Stay tuned. So before I dive into the review, this was sent to me by the good folks at Aroma Concepts. They do distribute for Paris Corner. I appreciate when they send stuff my way to give me opportunities to try some newer releases from Paris Corner. As far as some of their originals as well, Aroma Concepts does have original fragrances. It's always nice to check these things out. Of course, it has no bearings on what I'm going to think about the fragrance. The fragrance is the fragrance. My opinion is my opinion. And if you're interested in checking it out, there's a link with a discount code down below. I don't earn any commissions or anything like that. It's just there for convenience for you guys, for supporters of the channel. So let's dive into this fragrance. So I have the notes on screen for you guys. We're going to keep this really simple. It has that benzoin, ambery, patchouli, spiced smell of Tuxedo, but it's super woodsy dominant. There's cedar, there's woody notes. I believe coriander is a spice in here. Let me look on it because the notes are on the back, by the way. I'll have had them on screen for you guys, but they do have the notes on the back of here. So you have cedar. Base notes is woody. So and then coriander is kind of a woodsy cooking spice. Cedar dominant. Nice, sharp, dense, woody backbone. Even from the start, we're going to give this a little light spritz. Check out the atomizer too. Man, it smells like if you just enhanced, I mean crazy enhanced woody nuance in Tuxedo, you get this. Now, what I was referring to earlier, the original Rifaaqat, this is their version of Baby Cat. This has been a super hype beast in the online community. I have done my share of talking about how great this is. This is smoked spice vanilla. This has cedar wood as well, but it's its own thing. They're different fragrances, but both elegant, seductive fragrances. But I will say, this has always been a great hyped clone inspired by fragrance of Tuxedo, if you will. This is Rochas Moustache Eau de Parfum. This is a lot of people's favorite. And I know they have Latafa, Miss Alhambra, Dua, Alexandria. They all have their version of Tuxedo. It's wildly popular. And I'm not saying this is miles better than any of those, just the same or worse than any of them. It's a taste-driven thing. Everybody's going to like their, like their certain ones. But for me, the twist of the dominant woody nuance here, and I mean heavy cedar. If you don't like cedar, you might want to steer away from this one because I find it to be very cedar dominant. With the other notes that it could be, it's cedar that's what stands out to me. So if you don't like that, you might want to steer clear of this one. But I'm here for it. I'm a big fan of the way this one smells. If this is what they're going to start doing with this line, they're 2 for 2 here with things that really speak to me. Cloning but giving a twist, because this is more of a carbon copy. This is more of a twist with distinctive, clear cut, like it smells like if you took Tuxedo and cranked up some cedar wood. That's exactly what this smells like, to keep it as simple as I possibly can. So if any of that sounds good, you might want to get your nose on this one. Let's talk about performance. Now, as expected, you can anticipate 8+ hours in longevity. That's been my experience. I've kind of changed the way I rate things. We're not going to do 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12+ anymore. Once you go past 8, it's bonus levels at that point is how I look at it. So 8+ hours is pretty much what you can expect. Obviously, you might get 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, who knows. Olfactive perception, nose fatigue, skin chemistry, all these things are different from person to person. But for me, 8+ hours in longevity. Projection is on the heavy side for about an hour to an hour and a half before it starts to settle down into a moderate sillage. So I do get nice whiffs of it that comes and goes. because I do experience a bit of nose fatigue that also comes and goes. It depends on how often it's under my nose. Like, I wouldn't advise spraying your chest or in front of your neck, anywhere where it's going to be in your face the entire time. Sides, back corners, rear of the neck, maybe shoulders near the collarbone, which is still kind of in the front, but not directly in the front. Somewhere on your arms, wrist, hands, inner elbows, stuff like that. I know, shout out to EQ, behind the knees. I know people like to do that. That's a thing. I know that's something he advocates for. I wouldn't want to go directly in front because I do experience nose fatigue just from going on the sides and around the neck. So keep that in mind. But across the board, I wouldn't call this a straight up beast, but it's close. It gets really close to being a beast. I would say like a click and a half back. If the projection was a little bit heavier, I think that would be the case, but it could just be a higher level of nose fatigue than I'm even realizing, because I do notice and experience some. So as far as being able to scale the level of it is quite a difficult thing to try to measure, but I do experience some nose fatigue, but from what I can tell in my testing, right below a beast. Final thoughts on Rifaaqat ADORN. This is one of their best releases in a while. Now, Paris Corner stepped up their game a lot in like the last 2 years roughly, because other brands have stepped their game up. And to keep up or try to stay ahead of the curve, you got to bring it. They did that with Care Pistachio and the Care line as a whole, the 3 fragrances there. And this is another one of those releases that was a great showing from them. Like I said, this is going to get some love, some serious love on the internet. Even though Tuxedo's been done to death at this point, I haven't smelled Tuxedo done this way over and over. I'm not saying there isn't a woody dominant twist on Tuxedo out there, but this one's basically Tuxedo, like a cedar flanker to Tuxedo. It's kind of how I look at it. I like the twist more than a carbon copy, and this is a great twist, I find. That's the way it comes across to me. With that said, I think it's great, bordering the outstanding at 8.75 out of 10, where I had gave this one a 9 only because I prefer the Baby Cat scent profile to the Tuxedo scent profile. I prefer this over everything I've smelled that's similar to Tuxedo. So it's bordering the outstanding for me. I would strongly encourage getting your nose on this some kind of way if it interests you. 8.75 out of 10. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on the brand new Rifaaqat ADORN from Paris Corner in their Emir range. It is basically a cedarwood flanker to Tuxedo is the way I would describe it best. Great presentation. Love the bottle style. Heavy, thick glass. Great atomizer. It's hard to beat. And it smells amazing. It really does. Thank you once again, Aroma Concepts, for sending this my way. Not going to be wearing this much in the summertime. It's going to get shelved now that it's been reviewed. It is in the weekly rotation. It's going to be coming up in the next couple of days after this video. But it's more of a fall, evening, winter type of fragrance for me. So it'll get shelved for a while because we're full-fledged into summer right now. Dressed like this because I'm about to head to the gym. So I know it's ironic that I'm saying it's hot. I intentionally want to sweat for the gym. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.